Hello, gluten-free friends and biscuit lovers. Today we're going to make these cheddar cheese biscuits that are gluten-free by Live G-Free, which is the Aldi store brand. These are so fantastic. I say they're for biscuit lovers too, because you wouldn't even know they're gluten-free. So here's what's needed. This mix, which is in the bag. It also has a seasoning packet. They say to put with butter on the top. We love it so much we put it inside. Half a cup of shredded cheese. I add extra garlic and chives. It needs 1 cup plus 1 tablespoon of water and then 4 tablespoons of oil. So let me get that all in the bowl and we'll get it mixed up. So here's what it looks with the dry ingredients. We have the cheddar cheese. I got sharp cheddar. This is the seasoning packet from inside the box. I added extra garlic. Yes, we love garlic. Chives, and then the powder mix itself. So now we'll add the water and the oil. Here's the bowl now with 1 cup plus 1 tablespoon of cold water and then 4 tablespoons of oil. So we'll get this really mixed well. And I made a hole in the center before I put the water in. I find that helps it mix more evenly and better than if I didn't make a hole in the center. So we'll just keep mixing until we get all of these ingredients completely incorporated and all of the liquids absorbed. And here it is with all the dry and the wet ingredients incorporated. Not sure if it's coming up on the sound, but this reminds me of mashed potatoes, and the consistency is very similar to mashed potatoes, yet at the same time, you can take and kind of make a ball, a clump already. So because I added the dry packet of spices into the whole mix and then I added extra spices, I'm going to let this sit for 10 minutes. So I'm going to take a time out, let it sit so it can get wet and get those spices mixed into it and the flavors coming out. So 10 minutes, and then I will put it in the pan. Okay, the timer just went off. So this sat for 10 minutes so that some of the spices could start to get moist. And now I'm going to take a big old soup spoon. And I know it says use a baking sheet and either grease it or put parchment paper, but last time I made this, this is actually a scone pan and they came out fantastic. So they come out in these little triangle shapes. And I think because it's cast iron and they're smaller, they came out crispier. So I'm going to just keep filling this up until they're evenly put in here, meaning every one is the same size. And last time I did not spread it out. It'll just rise on its own and fill those triangles. So I'll keep filling this up. Okay, so I tried to get the same amount of batter in each one. So that made 16. And then I still had some left over, so I just put them in a regular, I actually use this for brownies, baking pan. And then I put parchment paper under there. These are much bigger, I think, than these, but those are all equal size. And then these are all equal size. So I'll bake them separately in the toaster oven. And the box says at 425 for 15 to 17 minutes. So I'll go with these first. I'll put them in the oven and see how they turn out. So here's that first batch that went in. They smell scrumptious, but I just pulled them out. They are way too hot for me to touch yet. So I'm going to give them enough time to cool down that I can pop them out of there and then put them on the cooling rack. And hopefully the other ones will be ready soon too. They smell great. Here's that first batch out of what was actually my scone pan. And I did not grease this, and I'm very happy. There's a little bit, but maybe the cast iron helped and it's seasoned. So that's the first batch. Now let's get the second one. I gotta say, the round ones that were in the pan by themselves, not in the little scone pan, they look perfect. They all smell scrumptious. So as soon as these cool off, I'll do the taste test with gluten-free turkey burgers, also from Aldi, and I'll do another video on cooking these up. So let's do taste test. While my turkey burger is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and reach over and get one of these cheddar cheese gluten-free biscuits and give it the taste test. Crunchy on the outside like a biscuit should be. A little bit on the chewy side for a biscuit if it weren't gluten-free. But the flavor is there. And remember, I put the spice packet on the inside so it got incorporated into the batter. But these are a definite keep. I'd say they're at least a 7 or 8 out of 10. Probably the 8. The only thing that's throwing me off is they're a little bit on the chewy side for a biscuit. But the taste, the flavor, and the texture otherwise is definitely there. Hope this helped, and I would say it's a keeper. Have a great one.